Good morning, Year 1. For today's maths lesson, you are learning to order numbers within 50. We'll begin with our anchor, and I would like you to put the insects in the correct order on the podium. So this is the podium, and it says first, second, and third. And the insects have had a race, and this is where the finishing line is. So think about putting them in the correct order. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so the worm came first, then the ladybird in second, and finally the snail in third. And today we're going to be ordering numbers within 50, but before we do that, we're just going to talk about the number line and how this can help us. So here we've got some numbers represented in different ways, and we're going to find them on the number line. So first of all, the number 13 is here. And then we've got the 10 frame, which is representing the number 8. Then we've got the number 16. And finally, looking at the base 10, we can see it is representing the number 11. And when we look at a number line, we can see which number is the smallest and then see them getting greater until we get to the greatest number. So a number line is really helpful when we are ordering numbers. And here we have got some numbers which we are going to order from smallest to greatest. So we're starting with smallest here, and the numbers should be getting greater until we get to the greatest one. And we can use the number line to help us. So first of all, let's find these numbers on the number line. So 16 is here, 9, 12, 3, and 20. And now we can start here with the smallest number, and we can work out the order moving up to the greatest. So the smallest number is 3, then 9, which is greater, then 12, 16, and the greatest number is 20. So we started at the smallest, and the numbers are getting greater each time. And this time you're going to have a go, and you are ordering the numbers from greatest to smallest. So you're working the other way this time. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so the greatest number is 18. And then we are working our way backwards. So the numbers should be getting smaller each time. The next greatest is 14. Then 10. Then 7. And the smallest of all of the numbers is the number 2. And here we're going to be comparing tens and ones to help us order some numbers. So just as a reminder, we've got some base 10 here, and we have got 4 tens and 3 ones, which makes the number 43. And another way of saying this could be 43 is 40 add 3. Now here we have got some different numbers represented by base 10. We're going to use the base 10 to help us order them. And as you can see, we are starting with the smallest and working our way up to the greatest. So to find what the smallest is, we need to begin by looking at which number has the least number of tens. And 35 has 3, 42 has 4, and 25 has 2. So we know that 25 is the smallest number. Okay, and then as we're moving towards the greatest number, we need to find the next biggest number, which is 35, because it has got 3 tens. And the greatest number of them all is 42, because it has got 4 tens. Okay, so here they are in order, and you can see that they are getting greater each time. This time you're going to have a go of ordering. With the first question, you're starting with the smallest and working your way to the greatest. So you're ordering these 3 numbers. And with the second question, you're starting with the greatest and working your way to the smallest. And you're using the same 3 numbers. So pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so for the first question, starting with the smallest, you should have started with 13, then 21, and the greatest is 30. And if we were starting the other way around, the greatest is 30, then 21, and the smallest is 13. And as I mentioned just, we can use what we know about the tens and ones to help us when ordering numbers. And here we are ordering numbers without using a number line or base 10 to help us. So we are just looking at the digits that we have got. Now these numbers here have been ordered from smallest to greatest. And if you look carefully at each number, you can see that each one starts with a 3. Each number has 3 tens. So to help us order the numbers, we need to look at how many ones there are. And 30 has 0 ones, so that is the smallest. 31 has 1 1, so that is the next smallest. 36 has 6 ones, so this one comes next. And the greatest is 39 because it has got 9 ones. So the ones are getting greater as we move across. And here is another example. This time you will notice with these numbers that the ones are always the same. Each number has got 8 ones. However, the tens are changing. So this time we need to look at the tens to help us work out the order. So the smallest has 1 10, the next smallest has 2 tens, then 3 tens, and the greatest has 4 tens. So here you've got some questions to have a go. You're ordering them from smallest to greatest. So you've got one question here and a second question here. So think carefully. Are you looking at the ones or the tens? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so if we are ordering the numbers from smallest to greatest, with these numbers, they each have the same 10. They each have 2 tens. So to order them, you need to look at the ones. And as you can see, 20's got 0 ones, 24 has 4 ones, 26 has 6 ones, and 29 has 9 ones. So the ones are getting greater each time. And with the second question, we've got different numbers of tens and different numbers of ones. So the smallest is 10 because there is just one 10 here. The next smallest is 30 because there are 3 tens. 35 is greater because this time there are 3 tens and 5 ones, but 30 has no ones or 0 ones. And the greatest is 50 because it has 5 tens. Okay, so for this question it says, how have these objects been ordered? Explain how you know. So we're thinking about which group has the greatest number of objects and which group has the smallest. So let's have a count up. So the first group has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 objects. The second group has got 12 and the third group has got 18. So the objects have been ordered from smallest to greatest because 12 is greater than 6 and 18 is greater than 12. And the smallest is here and the greatest is here. We can say the number of objects in the first group is less than the number in the second and third groups. Find the number that does not fit in the order and explain why it is wrong. So let's have a look at the order of numbers. So it goes 16, 27, 46, 56, 68, 62, 89 and 98. So we can see that the numbers are increasing. They are getting greater each time. However, if we look carefully, there is one number that doesn't fit the same pattern. And as we move from 56 to 68, we then move from 68 to 62. And 62 is not greater than 68. It's less than. So the number that does not fit in the order is 62. So 62 does not fit in the order because it is less than 68. The numbers are increasing or getting greater each time. Year 1 are talking about Sports Day. Max says, 5 people finished the race ahead of me. I came 5th in the race. Is he correct? Explain how you know. So 5 people finished ahead of Max and he says that he finished 5th. So we know for this question that Max is incorrect. And that is because if 5 people have finished ahead of him, he must have come 6th. Okay, so there were 5 people ahead of him. They would have come 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. So there are the 5 people. He must have come 6th. Okay, so here are your silver questions for today. For question 1, you need to work out what number is represented by the 10 frames, and then you are writing the numbers in order, starting with the smallest number. And then you're doing the same for B, but you've got some different objects to work with, and then you're ordering them from smallest to greatest. And for question 2, you are ordering these numbers on the cards in the correct order from smallest to greatest. And then you are doing the same for B. For question 3, you're ordering the numbers but from greatest to smallest this time. And for question 4, you have got a number sentence to complete. And it says 2 10s and 3 1s are less than something which is less than 41. You need to think about, is there more than one answer that could fit in this box? For gold, you have got some reasoning and problem solving questions. And for platinum, you've got some more challenging reasoning and problem solving questions.